Good morning, folks. It's 3:19, Tuesday, January 5th, in the year of no Lord of 2016, blah. And it's early. I got up about 2, been up about an hour. Got that overhead light on. Anyway, brought one of my buddies this morning. This old puppy is so cool. You've seen it before. It's from the Atlantis, the original Atlantis pit, crystal pit. Those were amazing days. Compared to how we live now, they were amazing. And pollution, no such thing. Not at first. Then they started mining the earth to get the gold and silver out. Precious commodities. Anyway, I want to talk about some of the earliest days. One of the first groups of angels made is called the Power Angels. And this one I've talked about a few times before. His name is Haim, is what he gave me for a name. Haim, peace or something in Hebrew. It's kind of funny, really. I'll show you some better pictures. This is a picture of him standing in line. This phone is a LG Flex. It's an awesome phone, and the pictures I get off of this is like my good expensive cameras. Okay, now what I do want to show you also is how the picture is a little bit cloudy. If you look at his face, his face is even less focused than the faces around him. I'll show you a picture of him later. That is another picture of Haim. I'll show you. I'll put one on the video. As a matter of fact, excuse me, pizza from last night. It's the last thing I should be eating. Let me stop for a minute and let's show you these two pictures of Haim. Well, folks, there you go. There's Haim. I could go after him and get a better picture. He usually doesn't like to be there when I'm there. Sometimes he does. Remember, the first angel, he's one of the first angels. You know, there was the first, and there's the old and the new. He's one of the first batches of the old angels. Excuse me. He was a servant following the old ways. When I first, I found him following me around Costco and stuff. He'd just make a body, pop in. He'd lean over, look at something, and turn around, look up at me. It's like he's doing everything he can to put his face in front of me and try and talk to say something. And I'm open about everything, just about everything there is about myself. There's not much more I can do and have any privacy whatsoever. But I just didn't want to, as much as I love talking with people, it's like my lady and I were talking about this, Mom, a lot of you call her Mom. We were laughing, kind of giggling about how we're introverted and extroverted, like a lot of people are that are waking up. You enjoy your time alone, but you know what, you like to be with people too. Part of our job is to be with people, to help them. And So I started meeting him here and there, and then he started showing up at this Starbucks over there, and he came over to sit down, invited us over, sometimes to be with someone else, and he would just he would go nuts. I mean, I go walking up, and I go walking up, and just out of nowhere, he starts like doing this praise thing. Okay, that's embarrassing. It's also anti anything I could stomach. Um, I understood why he was doing it, but I kept after the second, third time. I told him, please don't do that anymore. At that point, he was being nice, and then afterwards, he started attacking me. No big deal, you know. It's hard to call it an attack, but that's when it's an aggressive move towards you, and it's to do you a good bother. Then yeah, that's an attack. Going inside your crown, messing with you, that's an attack. Okay. So, um, he'd start, doing this, oh, here he comes, save the world, blah, blah, blah. And then he'd say, God bless Jesus Christ, and all this other crap and everything. I'm like, dude, um, that's disgusting. It's embarrassing to everybody be looking. It's like, what the? And everybody just kind of looks away. That's one of the things about angels. They can literally take your thoughts. They go in your crown, and then they go in the middle, and then they go out like this, and they just take away your thoughts. When things started getting a little hairy-carry between me and the original male and female, which was his boss, all of the angels, first angels' bosses, he was trying to get a little uppity, and he was leaning right over this. There's a young kid on the young person, whatever, on a computer, doing his laptop, and Haim was leaning right over. Sometimes you walk into Starbucks, they have the old ones. They have like just a regular table, and they have the electrical outlets down low. He was sitting on one of the tables, and Haim came in behind him and leaned over him where he was touching the back of the guy's head and his back and everything. And the guy actually had to lean over. He looked up at him like this, and then he just slowly got a daze in his eyes. He looked down and he kept working on a computer while he was bent over. And it's like, everyone in the place was looking, and then they just turn around and look away. That's what angels do. Why do you think no one sees them when they come and go? Ta-da! They don't go out of the way to show it off. But anyone in the area is literally, they just go in their crowns and they just, la la la. Huh, let's look at this. Why am I looking at that? I don't know. And by then, angels come and gone. It's pretty funny. They're sneaky. They were made to control the physical bodies as well as some other stuff, but mostly to control the physical bodies. That's why they're put on you when you have first had a life. Well, they used to be. They're not around anymore. When you go home, the other side's empty. I mean, there's some people there, but not much. It's nothing like what it was. Most everything's gone. Most everything was problematic. But anyway, one time Haim, I liked him. As soon as he calmed down at first, I liked him because he was just being positive about stuff. But as the war started heating up between me and the original first being male and female, he started getting more aggressive towards me, actually getting a little aggressive towards me. And he would always kind of sit away from the people for the most part because, it's like one time I was pissed at him and I saw him and I went walking right up to him and he goes, stay away from me, I can't stand negativity. Angels, the first angels, they can't handle negativity. They were made of such high vibration frequencies They're strong. They can do a lot of things. They can pop in and out. It helps them pop in and out. Like essentials. Mostly essence, but also angel energy. They can pop in and out all the time, but yet have lives. Um, they always have less than 50% angel, by the way. Anyway, um, they, like I've said before, he'd always have a hot coffee, and then he'd have a glass, tall glass of ice filled all the way to the top and water in it, and a cigarette. He wanted to experience everything he could while he was in a body for the moment. They can make cars just poof, poof, poof. It's amazing what spirit can do when it's not tied down to one of these damn bodies. I can't wait to get out, as you all know. Anyway, Haim, he kept getting aggressive. You look at him now, he's really sad. Most all of his kind are dead. He knows he's dead soon. And all because they were made to follow the orders of the first being, male and female, and they couldn't change. A few of them did, but almost none. Like I said, Archangel Michael and Lucifer, they've always been protectors. They've always been protecting you. They understand they're protected. There's some pieces of Lucifer that had to go because it got stupid. Not Archangel Michael, though. And please remember how big Lucifer is. He's huge. He was the first angel. He was made so big. He had to be. When the original first being separated that took a third of their energy and separated from themselves, and then they pulled 97% of their negativity out, and they were 27.5% negative. Folks, that is a huge field of negativity. They had to make one angel huge and strong to literally protect them and everything else that they were creating from that energy if part of it got stupid. Just because something's negative doesn't mean it's a problem. It means it wants to be left alone and be negative, but it doesn't mean it's going to be aggressive. But it does, your aggressive issues, most of them were coming from that until everything went until so many things went arrogant. The original first being male and female were breeding arrogance and everything. Why do you think so much stuff is dead? Damn. It's sick what's been going on. Excuse me. So many people say, why are things the way they are today? They're wrong. Well, yeah, you're right. They are. That's part of it. That's the big part of it. Haim had in the earlier days, there's one time I saw him sitting with 3 other angels, and I walked up without saying anything, because, they're angels, they can feel all over the place. I walked up, and not up to the table, I was just coming out. They were at a table over here, and I looked at him. As soon as I looked at him, I focused my attention on him, then all 4 of them just turned around and looked at me. Well, Haim was facing my direction. All 3 of them turned around and looked at me, and then Haim was really looking at me. And I try to be accurate in what I say. Nothing's perfect. Remember that when you're waking up too, so you don't beat yourself up, please. And then he looked at me, gave me this funny look, and they turned around. They're having an angel meeting in body. It's pretty funny. One time this guy came in. He's dead now. I remember enjoyment, taking him out. That was back when I had first met Haim. This guy was Haim's boss. Angels have a hierarchy, or they did. Not anymore. There was 3 main angels, huge guys. They were given the orders by the original male and female, okay, by both of them. And then they would spread out some information into a group of about 38 controlling angels. And then it went down to about 100 or so, and then it filtered out to 1,000, and then it went out everywhere. These are approximate numbers. Please don't look for message in numerology or anything. It's just basic concept, okay? Although there's always message in numerology anyway. The idea of, is that it's almost like a big corporate business where the ones at the top know what's going on and the guys at the bottom didn't. I had already killed the original first being male and female 8 months before Haim found out. And when he did, and I saw him at the Starbucks, he was furious. He went nuts. His attitude towards me physically was nasty, but he was saying it as, telling me, it's just telepathy. It's no big deal. Okay, it's understanding, feeling, image. There's some of you do it, you're not even aware you're doing it. That's just part of the awakening. And remember, you never finish awakening until you're out of your body, and then you're totally awake. Please understand, it's not this big mountain to climb. You're already in the process. Okay? That's important for you. So, anyway, this one guy came in and he was giving Haim a hard time. And that pissed me off, because at that point, Haim had never done anything to me, and I protect everything. Everything that's not abusive, I protect. That's my job, okay? I don't care what people say, you should do this, shouldn't do that. I don't care. They're not me. They haven't been doing it as long as I, all this time. There's no way I can expect them to understand, So I don't dislike anyone for being like that. It's just they don't understand, so you just walk away. But that pissed me off. And I looked at the guy. And I looked at one right in his head. I said, who the frack are you? Beep. But that was the feeling I had behind it. It's like, who the hell are you to come over here and start talking to Haim like that? And then he looked at me and he gave me a dirty look. And in his head, he was saying, you're the scumbag that's causing my problems. I got pissed. I fired up at this guy, looked at him, and then Haim got scared. I laid back, and then the guy turned around and walked away. He looked at me again, and I just gave him one of these. Said, that's right, dude. You and me, we're going to party. He's dead. But poor Haim was so scared when the guy came in. Man. It's like that was his boss. And he was being yelled at by his boss. That's part of the truth about angels, folks. It's spirit beings like you are that make bodies and go out. There's almost none of the first ones left. It's their choice, not mine. They kept attacking. Even when the original male and female were destroyed, they just kept going. Didn't care. They knew a program, that's all they knew. They didn't have feeling, love, and everything. Very few angels actually have compassion and stuff. Archangel Michael and Lucifer, they have it because they're made protectors. Where do you think this new format's coming that Lily and Ara are putting through creation? There's one thing Ara knows that works, is what he's understood throughout his lives in creation, haven't had the first, is literally compassion, honor, and equality. So, it works. Everyone's equal. You care about each other, and you try to take care of each other, but you don't have to. But at least you don't get aggressive towards each other. Then everyone has equal rights. And hopefully people develop some honor, not to be running around lying and stuff. I mean, it doesn't, this new format, if someone is lying and everything, they don't get hurt or nothing, but karma will become instantaneous, okay? Karma will be instantaneous or within a very, very short time, maybe a week, 2 weeks at the most. It's time, but most of it will be instantaneous because people have to be led away from arrogance. Instead of being bred, like everyone's been bred to be arrogant, now they need to be led away. Those of you with a lot of heart energy, you didn't like this arrogant thing, and most of you aren't. This is the way everyone was taught, folks. Creation is sick. It's getting fixed. It's just a long process. seems like forever I've been trying to get out of here, and then all these little souls running around have caused so many small legal issues trying to get me everything, so keep me from getting home because I have to settle certain things. My parents dying, they paid off, the will pays off this house. Well, that lawyer's just holding everything back as long as possible. Um, it's kind of stupid the way it's happening. It's really stupid because the house is worth nothing. You've seen the house. Um, the bill on a house is well over $100,000. All I have to do is make 2 calls, and this house is condemned. And literally, they have to bulldoze the house anyway. They can't. To fix this would cost. It'll cost some money. They don't have to bulldoze it, but it'll cost some money to fix the house. It'll be $35,000 to $50,000 to fix up this house, depending on how you want to look at it. And then you turn around and then fix up the yard, get rid of all the trash, fix this up, that up. Next thing you know, you spent over $50,000 for a house that sells what today? $50,000? And the bill on the house is over $100,000? Okay. Any real business doesn't want to touch that. So, and then the lawyer that's working with my sister, she's dragging her feet as much as possible. And the idea is that if I lose the house, the thought process is if something happens where I lose the house, then actually what happens is that, then all of a sudden, Jill doesn't have to, my sister Jill she gets to keep more money than over what she's paying out. She thinks she's going to save over $100,000. Well, she's not. Because the bill, the note on the house was secured. I gave my father half that property and everything else a long time ago. And, but he's on the thing now. So literally, that Jill will lose the money anyway. And then plus, she's throwing some other money around for this, which is going to cost her that money on top of it. And then, so it's really, it's just a circle. And it's all being done by people being run by the souls. It's the funniest thing in the world. The only thing they can hope to do is intimidate me to take over the loan. But, it doesn't even have to happen. It's like, these people know I'm not stupid. I don't intimidate either. Sorry, not anyone. I mean, I care and love everyone, care about and love everyone, but don't bother wasting your time trying to, what's the terminology, sweat me? Yeah, try to get me scared. Sorry. Death? I'm not afraid to die. Get hurt? You're kidding me, right? I've had one 45-mile-an-hour collision head on. Okay, no, a bad seatbelt, no airbags, nothing. Okay, went right, beat the hell out of this windshield. Where my head hit it, there's this huge bubble in it. Excuse me, please. Last night's pizza kicking in again. And I've been doused with gasoline, lit on fire in a work accident, burnt 60% of my body, 30% real bad, second, third degree burns. I've had so many things. I mean, that's touching it. That's I guess the worst of it. But it's been crazy. I don't intimidate. Whatever. I might intimidate others, but I don't get intimidated. And when I intimidate, it's literally what's on the other side. When I talk to abusers, other than that. Of course, I've yelled at my old acquaintance. Of course, that's different. Yeah, this new format of honor. Yeah. Some things won't be around with that being the case. Anyway, that's intimidation? Nah, that's just fact. You can't bake a good apple pie with rotten apples. Sorry. This new creation thing's going to happen. If something can't change and if it's too much trouble, it's just going to be deleted. Anyway, it's funny how all these souls have been going nuts. It's just the whole, you start at the top, the original male and female, being destroyed, then the other two sets of clean source energy that were arrogant being destroyed, and then human essence, fey essence, not all of them, just the ones that were causing problems and kept attacking me. You just go down, the angels, the first angels. I've lost a lot of family members. Creation was grown to be sick, and it's getting fixed now. And the biggest thing to do it, to take care of this, is going to be Lily when she's running again. When she's complete. She's the mother. The father's job is to protect and take care. The mother source, her job is to literally run things. Her in body right now, she looks honestly at everything she can to make a good decision, but her heart energy is so powerful it goes out everywhere. That's the power of being that powerful source, having had over 8 trillion lives, and being so loving, but also understanding. You have to have good input. You have to understand all these things before you can make a good decision. Which reminds me, be right back. Okay, we're back. I realized I wanted mostly just to talk with Haim about this, and it stretched out into something else. I guess that's just relative to all the things I want you to know about. It's hard for people to see what I can see, but that doesn't mean I shouldn't tell you. It doesn't mean you should know. You're going to start seeing that stuff. That's why I wrote those books. You have to have a basic idea of what's out there, and then when you see something, you have something to think about as far as what it actually is. When you talk telepathically, excuse me, rotator cuff, I like the fact the energy is being taken out of my body so I can drop down, but it's, damn. Anyway, there's all kinds of stuff going on. That was weird. I was just going to talk about telepathy. There's a strong female in the FBI who's annoyed they never talk to me. And she wants to talk. Okay. Wow, sure. I shut the conversation off too hard. I might be able to talk with them later. I guess I shouldn't have said that. Whatever, who cares? There's all kinds of stuff going on. I never open myself up. A lot of you can talk and you're telepathic, and you can't get a hold of me. I'm shut off, and I've been fighting stuff. It's, you know, in many ways, it's not safe. It's like with my energy dragging down. Lots of times, you know, I get the fate coming back again. I miss them, man. The dogs would chase them around the house. They make a body. I don't want to go wussy on you. I'm not, but I've always told you the truth, man. I'm really sad about not being home yet. I miss everyone, and they're waiting on me to get home. All the prisoners we have, Anunnaki, Serpoian, and all the other prisoners that are on this, locked up on this planet in the ground. All the animals, especially, being butchered all over the place. And all these little souls running around, plus the arrogance of a few people, has literally delayed everything. And that's what's making everyone suffer. And they want to blame it on me. That's pretty funny. It's like someone picking up a stone and throwing it at you, and then say, "He made me do that," and you're like, "What?" Insanity. Well, anyway, sorry, folks. I was talking about telepathy. There's so much going on in my head right now. I'll have to just let this go right now. But those of you that are trying to talk to me, it's, don't think that there's anything wrong with you because you can't get through. I keep myself closed off. It's part of a protection thing, and there's a lot of fighting that's usually going on. That was the first time I've actually calmed down and opened up in a long time. That was kind of neat, really. But folks, things will get better. Things will get a whole lot easier with all of you in your lives, but you start waking up seeing more. But in the meantime, back on what I was supposed to be talking about, angels and Haim, and he pops in at the Starbucks. That's at the corner of Pleasant Hill and Satellite Boulevard in Gwinnett County, Atlanta, Georgia. So if you ever in there, look for him. Say, "Haim, how you doing?" You better come quick, though. He's not going to be around a whole lot longer. Or maybe he should actually be given a permanent body that he has to go get it, grow old in, and feel what it's like to actually be a human and to be run by an angel, forced to do things he doesn't want to do. Honestly, if someone's going to be deleted, that's not right. That's abusive. So if he goes through that, it's to give him a chance to be better than what he is, to understand what he did wrong. I'm anxious to have access to all my faculties, my intelligence, just like I've told you all. You're so smart, you know so much. You can't access any of it. You can't even access 1% of it. Maybe 1% if you're lucky. Now look at me. I got the same kind of issues. That's just what it's like being in a body. I'm tired of it. I just see things so I can access what I need. And when you need something like all the consults, I can go get one or two specific things without a problem. But it's like the one time Gaira, she's here with Gaia, when she just came to me just mad, screaming. She was so pissed. I said, "Honey, what's the matter?" She goes, "Just look." Her energy, their frequencies were just like, "Argh!" And I'm like, wow. So she said, "Just look at it," and she didn't say anything. She said, "Look," but her thought process was saying, "Look at a planet." That's what I was talking about earlier. When you talk in telepathy, you talk through image, and you have to have an image to be able to understand a basic, thought process, and then you use your heart to feel. That's telepathy. That's what I forgot to say earlier, where I fell off. Anyway, so when she did that, she was saying, "Look at the whole Earth." So I did. My energies, my consciousness is literally bigger than a planet. So I started closing up on a planet like this, looking at all sides at one time, and I literally started. My head went dizzy, and I hit the wall. I literally hit the wall, and I was like, "What the?" And I said, "Okay, let's take spots." The human brain can't handle any kind of stuff that you can do. When you're your true self, when you fly, you just move. It's not It's not really. We think of it as flying. We're free, like the birds flying. No, you're just moving. You move through things. You can see the inside of the matter and everything else as you move through it. The only thing that really messes with you is like really strong radioactivity and stuff. It's the same process with teleportation. It's chemtrails and stuff. They're making the greenhouse effect. There's not a real one, so they're making one. Cancer, this crazy. Well, folks. Anyway, at least part of that was about Haim and angels, but it's all pertinent information. Angels have made bodies, said something to me and left. One guy made out of nowhere. I kept seeing the son of a bitch. I kept seeing it. Yeah, I'm getting a little pissed. Okay, I am. I'm getting a little pissed. I'm a little tired of this stuff. If you people have had to fight this stuff for over 7 years, you'd be pissed too. They don't stop. It's 24/7. You know what it's like when a soldier goes to war for 2 years and he comes back? That's a long time. That's physical threat coming at him. When he's sleeping, he's got his one eye right here open. If not a physical, if not a physical eye, he's got his pineal and scanner open, trying to stay alive. Trying to keep things out of your head and physically attacking those you love, animals and stuff, people, 24/7. So, first they attack you, and when they can't beat you, then they attack those you love. Yeah. Angels, the original male and female, what you used to call God. Oh yeah, loving. Anyway, you can't really know that until you see it or can understand it, but the stronger you get, you can go back in time and see it, okay? Like I tell all of you, find stuff out for yourself. Listen to what you can, see what you like and don't like. You know, what I tell you, hey, it's true, but you know what? Don't just believe it. Just don't take it verbatim. Feel if it's good. See, use all your abilities. And just keep getting stronger. You'll find out I'm not lying to you. Oh, folks, I love you. I really wish I could say something like angels are fluffy puffy and everything's wonderful. La. No. I can tell you, honestly, things are about to get a whole lot better. And I can tell you I'm trying like hell to get home to take care of it. I just can't leave everything in such a mess. And they won't come get me until my energy out there, they're working trying to get this done. So, and I got to get home out of here into my energy over there, because the actual thought process, once it's free from this body of how to do things, is locked up in this body. The focal point, the Vara, the driver. So, I guess in a way I'm kind of screwing things up, but I can't help it because I have to take, when I take off, I have to have a few things settled, and they're almost there. So the one thing that'll drag on just a little bit is this house. But whatever, something else to talk to a lawyer about. There is physical world, physical issues, okay? That's the way things are. So, on the other side is energy. You can make a whole lot of stuff happen. But especially if you're laying down a format of honor and truth, equality, compassion's powerful, but how much can you manipulate others' lives when they're not abusing you and still be following the format you're laying down? So I've always tried to do what's right, not right for me, what's right. I know most all of you are like that too. Almost every single one of you listening is like that. It's just some so arrogant, selfish. Reading other people's personal emails, Skype conversations, Um, Bank account, having access to information does not mean it's yours to play with. And then manipulating it, producing your own recordings for over a year and a half, and then producing your own lies for what kind of personal gain? After you've been fed hundreds of thousands of dollars with no price tag. Wow. And then you call people up, and then you push the information on them so hard. You have to listen to this, you have to listen to that, oh, and they're like, get away from me, get away from me. And it's like she thinks I don't hear it. I can see and hear what I need to, but I'm so tired of the people coming up and telling me about it. Jay, you have no idea what she's doing. She's, it's sad. It's sick. You shouldn't do that to anyone. It's dishonorable. It's dispassionate. There's no equality there. Huh, wonder what that means. Anyway, whatever. A lot of people are being run by these other souls hanging around. Every once in a while an angel comes up. As a matter of fact, there was an angel hanging around Michelle yesterday. I can't remember. I think I was talking to my little lady. Yeah, I was. And then I saw that and I killed the damn angel. It was standing to the side of her because her head's got all these souls on it, and the angel's standing beside her just like this. Yeah, everything's going according to plan. Everything was just grab a. I just happened to, I was going through legal stuff and saying this is a shame. I'm pursuing retrieval of what I own and what's rightfully mine, but I'm not going after anyone to sue them. Not yet. Trying not to. There's some people in the government that aren't happy though. It's crazy. But it looks like I can pull the plug on that, so if I don't turn on the switch, I think it'll be alright. Vindictive? No, I'm really not, except when these angels started coming at everybody, hurting them, attacking them, breaking their arms. Someone lost a brother, killed by an angel. Huh. He was fine, just driving home, and it just ran right off the road, right into a, huge tree. Just one little tree, one huge tree right there. It just, he was fine, not drinking or anything. They're attacking so many of you, so I went after them. Vindictive? Yeah, I guess. You have stuff attacking you all day and all night. I think you get a little vindictive. But when he started attacking everyone else, and I kept hearing about it, people calling me from all over the world. Yeah, it was time to do something, so I went after him. My energy outside of the body can separate what was worth keeping and what wasn't. So I can see it as frequencies. That's how I see everything. That's how I see what's going on with you. That's how, for all these years, you could think about someone, just say 2 words about someone, because when you do, you take your thought, and you bring it to the top of your head as energy. The energy for that thought comes to the top of the head and it's actually floating in under the skin and over the skin. I can touch that without evading your privacy. That's honor. Okay? That's how I can do that. I just see the frequencies. All of you that want to wake up are going to start getting stronger. It'll happen. Trying to wake up and get abusive, that's going to become a problem. Anyway, look, folks, love you. Uh, I hope you have a good day, night, morning, and hang in there. Keep going. And please try to trust more about what you see, hear, and feel. Okay? All your life you've been taught, oh, that's wrong, that's silly, oh, that's a lie, it's the devil. You've been told all kinds of stuff. Folks, please take that stuff, go into the bathroom, take it like this, go plop, drop it in the toilet, flush it twice. You flush it 3 times. It's a long way to Washington. Let's get that crap where it belongs with all the other crap, right? Those people that gave you chemtrails, they're not being run anymore by the original first being male and female, and some of them by souls. But now it's, the Anunnaki. This system has been this format. This system has been in place so long it's running itself. That's when it becomes responsible for what it does. So please don't let people do that. And anything I tell you, look, I'm telling you the truth, every bit of it, the best I know it. And I'm seeing how I can see it the way I do, feel it. It's pretty jam up. But find out for yourself. Isn't that how we got our own truth? Try to see it with your physical eyes, see it with multidimensionally with your pineals, see it remote viewing like with your scanner. Use your gut feeling. Is that a yes or a no, like a positive and negative, like a binary system, on, off, okay? Your heart, feel what's behind it. Heart's so powerful. The crown, going to the hypothalamus, understanding that comes in through the field. Y'all have access to information that's part of what I have that's out floating around in the field. Excuse me. Y'all call it the Akashic Records. It's just floating intelligence. It's the whole of Akashic Records. They have scrolls. Yeah, the notebooks are scrolls. And it's energy, folks. When we see it as a library or something like that, that's us getting imagery to understand that there's different parts of energy there. But don't think that there's actually a building that you go in, because it's not. Second dimension has nothing on it. Second dimension has a little bit of heavy particulate matter and spirit floating around. When I said it's got nothing on it, I was talking about like buildings and stuff. All right, folks. Love you. Take care. Have a good one.